In 1919, world leaders gathered inside a palace outside Paris to create peace. No gunfire, no bombs, just ink on paper. 20 years later, over 70 million people were dead. This is the story of how the Treaty of Versailles didn't prevent World War II, it made it inevitable. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why Hitler didn't rise despite the treaty. But because of it, World War I had shattered Europe. Cities flattened, empires collapsed, an entire generation erased. People didn't want revenge. They wanted never again. In January 1919, delegates from 32 nations arrived at the Palace of Versailles. But there was a problem. Germany, the defeated nation, was not invited to negotiate. They would not speak. They would not vote. They would only sign. Peace was no longer a conversation. It was a verdict. What happens when you force peace instead of building it? The treaty blamed Germany for everything. Article 231, the War Guilt Clause, declared Germany solely responsible for the war, and the punishment was brutal. Germany had to pay huge reparations worth billions today, give up 13% of its territory, lose all overseas colonies, reduce its army to 100,000 men, ban tanks, planes, submarines, and artillery. Germany wasn't just defeated. It was stripped, humiliated, and exposed. Even the German pen used to sign the treaty was reportedly thrown on the floor in disgust. One German politician said, "This treaty is not peace, it is a 20-year armistice." He was almost exactly right. Before we continue, this part of history is often skipped or oversimplified. If you value deep, human-focused history that explains why wars happen, not just when, consider supporting this channel by subscribing, liking, commenting, and turning on the notification bell so you get notified whenever we dropped another video. The reparations crushed Germany's economy. To pay its debts, the government printed money. By 1923, money was worthless. Children played with stacks of cash. Workers were paid twice a day so they could spend money before it lost value. Life savings evaporated overnight. This wasn't just poverty. It was public humiliation. Middle-class families, teachers, doctors, veterans felt betrayed. And when people lose hope, they look for someone to blame. This is where a failed artist enters the story. Adolf Hitler didn't rise in a vacuum. He was a World War I veteran who believed Germany had been stabbed in the back. He didn't need to invent anger. The treaty handed it to him. Hitler promised to tear up the Treaty of Versailles, to restore German pride, to punish those responsible. Every rally, every speech, every slogan pointed back to Versailles. The treaty became a symbol of everything Germans hated: weak politicians, foreign humiliation, national shame. The Allies thought they had crushed Germany. Instead, they gave it a shared enemy. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Even at the time, some leaders warned the treaty was dangerous. British economist John Maynard Keynes resigned in protest. He wrote, "If we aim deliberately at the impoverishment of Central Europe, vengeance will not limp." And vengeance did not limp. It marched. By the 1930s, Germany secretly rearmed. Extremism replaced democracy. Europe edged toward war. The treaty was meant to end violence, but it taught an entire nation that force was the only language that mattered. And this mistake wouldn't be the last. The Treaty of Versailles didn't fail because it was too harsh. It failed because it ignored human psychology. If you want to understand how one decision can reshape history, how peace can create war, and how the mistakes of the past still echo today, subscribe now. In the next video, we'll explore Hitler's first secret plan nobody noticed, which started everything. Because this treaty didn't just end World War I, it started World War II.